Where are the other drugs going? Where were the other drugs going? Where were the other drugs going? Hello, Governor. Where were the drugs going? Hey, how you doing? Where were the other drugs going? Hey, where were the other drugs going? Where were the other drugs going? Silly drugs. ¿Dónde están los drogas? Where were they going? Where were the other drugs going? Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that stupid skit. You know, it was a little throwback to college humor, you know. The good old days. But let's talk about this video. What is up, you guys? Welcome to the collective. My name is Batman. And in this video, we're talking about the Backlog. I literally can't do that anymore. Whew. What is up, you guys? Welcome to the collective. My name is Furman, and in this video, we're talking about the Backlog. The infamous Backlog, the one that everyone hates to talk about, okay? Let's talk about it. But before we do that, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this. All right, let's get into it. Those silly drugs. All right, guys, so I will be the first one to acknowledge the fact that, you know, I am a avid neglector of the Backlog. And that's mostly because, you know, I like collecting video games, okay? I don't just buy video games to play them.
Stop it. Get some help.
If I did that, I'd only have like 10 games. But I don't just do that. I like to buy games to collect them, you know, for rarity's sake, or, you know, just to have games that I want to play eventually. Most, if not all of the games that I buy, like a good 95% of the games I buy them because I plan on playing them eventually. And I don't really care about the fact that it came out and it's like, oh, it's so hype and everyone's like, dude, you gotta play it. I don't really care too much about that. Like, if it's a game that is massively appealing to me, then maybe I might consider it. But, you know, for the most part, I'm just gonna put it in the Backlog and I'll play it eventually. Right now, I am not working full-time YouTube, okay? This is not my job. This is my, you know, passion. This is my passion hobby. You know, the thing that I love doing that isn't really making money right now. But, you know, eventually I want to make it a side hustle. And then when that happens, maybe, who knows, maybe we might be able to turn it into a full-time gig. But until that happens, you know, this is, like, I don't get paid to play video games. I just don't. It's just not in the cards right now. And until that happens, until we get to that point, I will continue to put games in the Backlog, okay? But, you know, this is a perfect example of, you know, sometimes putting things in the Backlog pays off. Because sometimes I just don't feel like playing a game, you know? Two games are a perfect example of this, which is Hollow Knight and Hades. These are two games that, you know, I bought a long time ago. They've been sitting in my shelf of games for the longest time. And, you know, I wasn't necessarily like neglecting them or anything like that. I wasn't necessarily ignoring them. I just bought it and I tried it and I just couldn't really get into it. Like, I wasn't really feeling it for whatever reason. I was just not into it at that time. But now, you know, in 2025, I decided to give it another shot, and oh boy, have they been amazing. I mean, first off, Hollow Knight is just an absolutely goated game. It is a extremely difficult game, and I was more motivated to beat it because I know the highly anticipated Hollow Knight Silksong was coming out. And, you know, I wanted to at least try to beat the first one before I even, you know, jump on the bandwagon and, you know, play the game that's the most hype. You know, I wanted to at least try it and see if I actually like it. And honestly, I absolutely fell in love with Hollow Knight. I mean, it is just an amazing game. It is so much fun. The characters are awesome. The scenery is amazing. The music is top notch. The boss battles are absolutely insane. I mean, the power-ups are really cool. It is just a game that is massively rewarding. And Hollow Knight Silksong was no different. I mean, this game is just absolutely awesome. And it is so hard, but it is so cool. Like, I knew that when they added so much more mobility, you know, they made, you know, the main character that you play, which I'm totally blanking on her name right now, you know, the spider girl, whatever, blah, blah, blah. She is much more agile than the original Hollow Knight. So with more mobility comes more difficult bosses, and that's exactly what happened. The bosses did not disappoint. There are some of them that were extremely frustrating, but if we're all being honest, the biggest boss was the stage. Okay, it was the world. The world was the biggest boss. But yeah, these are just two games that I absolutely fell in love with. I mean, Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silksong. I beat Hollow Knight a few weeks before the first one came out, and I was just so eager and excited for Silksong to come out. And honestly, I just beat it. I beat Hollow Knight Silksong. I did put it down for a couple weeks. Like I could have beat it like 2 or 3 weeks before, but I was trying to do 100%, and it just didn't work out. There's one like thing that you need to do where you need to beat the it's like the mini game, the flea mini game. I'm not doing that. Okay, so I'm 99% is good enough for me, and I just beat the game yesterday, so I'm calling it good. I'm calling it quits there. I fully enjoyed the game, and I absolutely love it. And we all know the best part of the game, right? Ushkador, Ushkador, ay. Yes, got it. And then there's the second game that I was talking about, or I guess third, since I talked about both of the Hollow Knights. But there's Hades, okay? Hades is another game that I tried a long time ago when it released on the Switch, and I don't know, I just couldn't really get into it. I tried it a couple of times, I didn't get very far, I died immediately, and this is a game where you have to die repeatedly. You die, you upgrade, you get stronger, you die, you get upgrade, you get stronger, you die until you die less, and then you eventually make it to the final boss, which then you die again 2 or 3 more times, and then you get stronger, and then you go fight him again, and then you die again, and you get stronger, and then you kill him, and then the game gets harder, and then, rinse and repeat. Guys, when I tell you I absolutely love Hades, oh my gosh. I mean, this game is infuriating. It just makes me so angry sometimes, but it is so rewarding. It is so much fun. And the dialogue is just top notch. The voice acting is absolutely amazing. The character models are insane. I mean, they did such a good job. And I love that each one of like the gods or whatever, the Greek gods, they all have their own personality and they're all extremely different. And they are extremely accurate when it comes to lore too, because they are helpful. They help you by giving you boons and powering you up and stuff like that, but they are very vengeful. Okay, they are very vengeful. I don't know why I said it with a B, but whatever. Nonetheless, this is an amazing game, and right now I think I've beat it 5 times. So apparently you need to beat the game 10 times in order to get the first ending, and then I guess if you beat it like 20 or 30 more times, you get the true ending. But I'm good, okay? I'm good on just the first, the first ending, okay? I just need to know what happens, and then anything else after that, I'll probably just look it up on YouTube and see what the rest of the endings are. And I was more motivated to play Hades now because of the fact that I got to try the Hades 2 demo back in PAX West, which was a lot of fun. I didn't know what the heck I was doing because I didn't make it that far into the game, but I did have a lot of fun with it. And now that I've played and beat Hades as much as I have, and I've progressed in it, I've gotten stronger, I've unlocked all the weapons. Now I'm kind of like unlocking their max potential weapon or whatever, so that's what I'm doing right now. And the game is just amazing. The game is a blast. Like through and through, it is absolutely amazing. I love the game. And this is just perfect timing because I was going to buy Hades 2 digital. I saw it was early access for the longest time on Steam. So I could have bought it then, but I wasn't too into it then, so I didn't do that. And then I was going to buy it when the full release came out for the Switch 2. But then I found out that we're getting an actual true physical edition on the Switch 2. The whole game will be on a cartridge, okay? And you guys already know, in this channel, we don't purchase key cards. We do not buy key cards at all. We are anti-key card, okay? I get it. That ownership is a very gray area, but this is as black and white as it gets, okay? It is just absolutely horrible. 10 or 15 years from now, those key cards are going to be worthless, and I'm going to be there, hopefully. If I'm still alive, I'm going to be there to do the I told you so posts. I will 100% be doing that. But yeah, this is so crazy. Like, I absolutely love the fact that Hades 2 is getting an actual physical release, and I will fully be supporting that. I am absolutely going to be purchasing that, and the game looks amazing. I mean, it looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks even better than the original Hades on the Switch. Now, I know Hades probably looks better on like PS5 or Steam or whatever, but I am playing it on the Switch, and it is what it is. It's not the prettiest looking game there, but it looks good enough. It's not that bad. So yeah, those are two of my biggest examples of why it is okay to have a backlog. Okay, it is perfectly fine, because sometimes you just never know. Like, sometimes you just want something different. You want to experience something new. You don't know what exactly it is. And I'm the type of guy that's gonna look at his games, and I'm just gonna look at the cover art and hope that something jumps out to me. And these two times it was Hades and it was Hollow Knight, and honestly, I was not disappointed. I don't feel bad about missing out because I didn't play it when everybody was playing it. When the hype train was going beast mode, I don't really care about that. It's not that big of a deal. And I get it, technically it would help the channel and all that, but if we're being honest, people are gonna watch the channel if they want to watch the channel. Okay, it doesn't matter if I come out with a review for an up and coming game or whatever. They're gonna choose whether they like the content or not, despite the fact that it comes out now or later. Some of my most viewed videos are about old and retro games anyway, so I don't see time as an issue. I don't really see it as something that's that big of a deal. But yeah, guys, the whole point of this video is to say, bolster up that backlog, okay? Don't listen to the naysayers. Yep. Don't listen to the haters, okay? We all have that one guy who's your older brother, and he's a huge jerk, and he always wants to tell you to finish the games, blah, 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 okay? We don't want to finish the games. We just want to buy games, okay, and then stare at them. Leave us alone, hater. Alright guys, that is the end of the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And as always guys, do not forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this. Oh, and don't forget, okay? Don't forget, tonight, man, I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but tonight at 6 p.m. or actually 6:30 to 7 p.m. Alaska time, which is like 10:30 Eastern time, I'm going to be live streaming, okay? I'm not exactly sure what game I'm going to be live streaming because there's like 3 or 4 games I want to play, but I'll let you guys decide. Or I'm pretty sure you guys decided because I did the vote, yesterday. But that's beside the point, Hopefully you guys are there. Hopefully you guys watch, and hopefully we have a blast, okay? I mean, it's going to be a ton of fun regardless what game we play. Alright guys, that is the end of the video. Peace. I'm not sure if I did that twice. I hope I didn't. But I gotta go. I gotta go find the Drogas. Bye. Yes, I do have the mask, but the mask doesn't fit. It's just too tight. Yay.